876 turkey sandwich, turkey sandwich. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, ollie, ollie, oxen free. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, Pikachu knees. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, Dragon Ball Z. LA, can you hear me? Let me turn up the volume. Present. Ah, I can hear myself. So if I can hear myself, that means you all can hear me too. Welcome into the morning moo. It is morning moo, Monday motivational madness, helping moo and moo power moo your work week. I am your host, LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Thank you so much for coming in and pressing the like button, because that's the only way we'll be able to drive through these YouTube streets and social media is by having that marvelous, glorious, turbo-tastic like button pressed so we can keep powering through. What's going on, cool peep Lee? High five. Bam. I am here to help moo and moo power moo your work week. You know, these morning moves are beneficial for myself too, because there are days, nights like this, I wish raindrops would fall. There are times, my cool piece, when I'm here in the morning and I am struggling. Now, I've been getting up for many years before the sun, but there are days when it's just hard to get up, man. I'm dragging out of bed. I feel like so heavy. It's like I cannot do this today. So look, I know if I feel it, can you feel it? I know y'all be feeling it too. It be tough sometimes, don't it? I've spent countless hours learning about Bigfoot and listening to eyewitnessing testimonies. It's so fun. You know, it's like a fairy tale. There's something else too. Like when we were actual kids, there's nursery rhymes, fairy tales, I think folklore or something like that. I think Bigfoot fell under that category. I think he fell under the subdivision of that. But there's Bigfoot, Babe in the Blue Ox, Johnny Appleseed. Did I say Babe in the Blue Ox? It's all of those cool legends, you know? And then there's Bigfoot. He falls, in my personal opinion, right into that category. Bigfoot. I don't think this topic will ever get old. I like it. I'm here for it. But you know what? As I think about it right now, as I'm chatting with all of you, do you know anybody who ever wanted a Bigfoot cake? You know, when it's your birthday and stuff, you can request what type of birthday cake you want. Have you known anyone to ever want a Bigfoot birthday cake? It actually sounds kind of cool, don't it? Yeah. Hey, what's going on? Good morning to you. High five. Bam. I'm going to make sure I'm not going to overexert myself too soon. I feel just right today, this morning, meaning I'm not exactly too tired. These past 2 Mondays, though, y'all, I was struggling trying to wake up. It was crazy. I don't think there wasn't going to be enough coffee in the world to, save my life. But this Monday, I think my life has been saved, and I am here without a sip of coffee. Although I have my warm beverage with me and my cereal, which is my snack of choice, of course. I have my cereal in here. I think they use portals. Ooh, I'll read that comment after the 5 minute marker has passed. I like that comment. I think YouTube now is at this portion where you have to be mindful of what you say in the first 5 minutes. Some say it's 3 now, but I don't want to take any chances, my cool peeps, because I'm doing so well. And it took me 14 years to get here, and I'm not trying to mess that up, following behind everybody else. So I will definitely read your comment in a couple of minutes. As you can see, though, I am writing my notes and still getting set up. But that's what Mondays are all about. I am on time, so I am not late. Baskethead will be on Wednesday. So stay tuned. But if you're itching to see Baskethead, he's got a whole mess of videos you can watch. You can have at it with that. We're almost there. Okay, now I can read it. I think they use portals and may even be in cashews with, oh yeah, aliens. Definitely not just an undiscovered animal. I think Bigfoot is real. I think he's cool too. I mean, if you can see a whale flying around in the water and ocean manatees in the ocean as big as they are, you mean to tell me there's no such thing as a Bigfoot? Please, I'm here for it. Tell me anything. When you look at Hercules the shark, y'all, he's insane. He actually interacts with people on Fridays, a living, breathing shark. So if Hercules the shark is a real, Hercules, 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 and he interacts with us humans every Friday. You mean to tell me Bigfoot is not real? That's a pack of lies. Hey, what's going on? Long time no see. High five. Salute to you as well. I have a survey going on right now. Thank you for participating. The numbers are going up slow and steady. Whether or not you believe in Bigfoot, since I'm unable to physically participate in the survey, I'm going to give you my answer. And yes, I think Bigfoot is real. And I like thinking about it because it makes me happy. Because this world is so cool, man. This world is filled with so many mysteries. And Bigfoot is one of them. But he's not really a mystery to me. And soon it will be a mystery to us all. That was from, was it The Secret Window or Secret Garden with Johnny Depp? That's a side note, but that's a good movie. Secret Window or Secret Garden. Wow. Bigfoot in the Heezy. Y'all put his feet in the chat. Feet in the chat. Usually I would say cows in the chat, but in this moment I'm like, let's put some feet in the chat for Bigfoot. I had rocks land near me in the woods a couple of times. No people were around, so I don't know what else it could have been besides a Bigfoot. Exactly. As we put on our thinking hats and gather around the forest fire, the dumpster fire, the bonfire, and my favorite, the ring of fire before or after the rising sun, to talk about Bigfoot and all the stories that we weave together in this one thread, to collectively agree by our experiences that Bigfoot is real. Now, as I go through here, I'm going to get ready to ask AI Overview if it can please provide for us some sightings of Bigfoot. Thank you so much for pressing the like button, my cool peeps. It helps keep this party going. Today is June 15th, 2026. Wow, that's crazy. It's almost 2030. When I was in 4th grade, our teacher was talking to us about how far away 2030 will be. And here we are. It's almost around the corner. Oh my gosh, look at those. You have Bigfoot. That is so nice. That's really cool. Oh dang. If I ever see Bigfoot, I'll call it Hercules the shark to handle my lightweight. I know that's right. I think we all should put in a good word to Hercules, because he said he'll be bodyguards for celebrities when he was covering the Met Gala. So why not also, take a side hustle to protect the people? You know, if there's a Bigfoot sighting and you guys are out camping, including myself, I don't camp, but if I hike, I shouldn't say I don't camp. I haven't camped. So I won't say that. But I do like to go for the walks and stuff. So if we're all out doing our thing and we happen to see Bigfoot, all we had to do is call Hercules up in here, come flopping out of the water, and he'll be like, boo, boo. He'll grow legs like Ariel, and he'll come running to save the day. I'm here for it. Let's go, Hercules. I bet you Hercules is watching. You know how we say, is it our ears itch when people are talking about us? Hercules' ears are probably itching right now, and he's probably getting ready to come in the chat if he's not already in here talking about somebody's talking about me. I can feel it. Yeah, we're all talking about you, Hercules, figuring a game plan so you can help save us just in case something happens. I'm expecting this live stream to be a little longer because I really want to take my time and go through all the joys and wonders of Hercules the shark. Not Hercules the shark, but Bigfoot. And so I have my notes. And so here we are, Bigfoot. Time to type in the cool questions. I have the music on this morning. It's really quiet. It seems like it's only loud enough for me to hear. But if you wanted to hear the music, I'll turn it up for you. It's a calm Monday morning in the cubicle offices of Elay TV. First in and last to leave is my motto when I'm here at the studio. Working hard and or not hardly working at all. So I'm typing into AI, my cool peeps. Can you please tell me stories of Bigfoot sightings? It feels like it's Halloween right now because I'm talking about Bigfoot. You know what? I'm going to even be more specific. I'm going to ask, can it please tell me stories of Bigfoot sightings this year? Yeah, let's modern day this up. Sounds like grocery store music. Great, you heard it. This grocery store music is called The Fly 8 a.m. and you can find this grocery store music and the YouTube's free royalty free music. So, I am curious, my cool peeps, we have something right here. Shouts out to AI for helping us get this show going. It's got, good morning, the spring of 2026 brought a surge of Sasquatch reports. Sasquatch reports, largely concentrated in the Midwest and Canada. All my Canadians, hop aboard. I would love to hear about your Sasquatch sightings because according to AI, that is one of the two places where they've seen most of the Bigfoot sightings. We are strictly going to go right now and see the explorations of what people have seen and or heard sightings of Bigfoot for this year. The spring of 2026 brought a surge of Sasquatch reports largely concentrated in the Midwest and Canada. The Ohio Flap. Now they have flap put in quotations, so I don't know why they have the word flap in quotations regarding Ohio, but we're going to find this out together. So, can you please tell me stories of Bigfoot? I'm writing my notes, my cool peeps. In year. The Ohio Flap in March, Portage County, Ohio, just east of Akron, experienced a flurry of activity. Over 5 days, up to 10 local residents, my cool peeps, reported seeing large 8 to 9 foot dark figures in wooded trails near the Minering River and Auburn wetlands. Oh my gosh. Witnesses described witnesses described a musty odor, and tracks were discovered in the mud. The sudden cluster of reports was tracked by the Bigfoot Society podcast. Oh wow! I don't think I've ever recalled hearing a Bigfoot Society podcast. Here we are, my cool peeps. You are now witnessing the Bigfoot Society podcast. And you are now witnessing the big. Ha! I'm gonna have to check them out. Hopefully, I don't forget. Michigan beach sighting. OMG, not in Michigan. In May, two sisters reported a very different type of encounter on the shores of Lake Michigan while at Barb's Beach near Whitefish Lighthouse. The pair observed a dark, upright figure described as having the build of a large lumberjack with no neck. Crouching in a pile of driftwood, the figure ducked down whenever the witnesses pointed their flashlights in their direction. So maybe these girls were out in the night at the beach because they had flashlights. So that one is definitely believable because they were at the beach, Barb's Beach, near the Whitefish Lake House in Michigan. I'm going to assume since they had their flashlights out pointing in the direction where they think they witnessed Bigfoot to be at, that it was dark. Farmland encounters in Canada. Wow, this is recently. In June, unusual reports emerged from Chatham, Kent, in Ontario, an area heavily dominated by agriculture rather than dense wilderness. The sightings were documented by the Bigfoot Mapping Project. What? And sparked renewed debate over cryptids in rural Canada. OMG. My cool peeps, this is the month of June. And there's a report that some Canadians have seen Bigfoot this month. Ooh, AI continues. If you like to hear firsthand testimony from people who search for the creature, comma, researchers and investigators shared their findings during the summer at the Great Florida Bigfoot Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, did you know that there is a Bigfoot conference? Oh, there's so much to learn. I have to really take my time and take all this information in. This was just with one question. One question, my cool peeps, and it provided all this fun information and or leads to go by. Wow. So what I want to do, I want to hear more about each paragraph that I read about. I asked this, can you please tell me stories about Bigfoot sightings this year? The first one led in Ohio. So I'm going to ask, can it please tell us more about the Ohio sightings? More about, first of all, I want to know what the Ohio flat means. Ohio flap and the Bigfoot seen this year. All right, so here we are. I'm loading. Well, the computer's loading up. If he has more than 1 foot, then it should be big feet. That's funny. Good one. High five. Bam. So I'm learning about this now. Can you please tell me more about the OHIO flap and the Bigfoot sightings seen this year. The 2026 Ohio Bigfoot Flap refers to a highly concentrated cluster of 8 high credibility Sasquatch sightings reported within a tiny 5-day window between March 6th and March 10th, 2026. Oh, this is getting good. I need to switch my tabs around so I can bring the words closer to my face. There we are. Now I can see more clearly. The 2026 Ohio Flap refers to a highly concentrated cluster of 8 high credibility Sasquatch sightings reported within a tiny 5-day window between March 6 and March 26. March 6 and March 10, 2026. The unusual concentration of reports in Portage County, just east of Akron, Ohio, drew nationwide attention from research groups like the Bigfoot Society podcast and the Ohio Sasquatch Project. The key details of the flap. Key details of the flap. The timeline. The sightings began abruptly on March 6th and ended just as quickly as April. What do you mean just as quickly? That's a whole month. How was that quick? What in the timeline of Quantum Leap are we talking about? The core entities. Witnesses described seeing multiple different creatures, leading researchers to believe it was a family unit. Oh my gosh, not a family unit of Bigfoot. Big feet. We've got a family unit. We've got a family unit of big feet passing through. Please brace for impact. Witnesses described seeing multiple different creatures, y'all, leading researchers to believe it was a family unit or a multi-subject herd migration. Physical descriptions. The creature ranged from 6.5 to 10 feet tall. Witnesses noticed varying coat colors, including a massive 10-foot midnight black subject and several smaller 6 to 9 foot deep cinnamon brown figures. Wait a minute. Now we're seeing things like you're catching the actual color of these puppies. Key details regarding the big feet sighting in Ohio. The timeline. The sightings began abruptly this year, starting March 6th and ended just as quickly by April. The core entities. Witnesses described seeing multiple different creatures, leading researchers to believe it was a family unit or a multi-subject herd migration. This is a new one for me because growing up I've only heard and known Bigfoot to be like singular. The singularities of Bigfoot coming up next on Elay TV. The singularities of Bigfoot. So you mean to tell me Bigfoot has a family? Bigfoot herd? Is there such thing as a herd of... That's my next question. Is there a such thing as a herd of Bigfoot? Now, I've heard of Amber Heard, but a herd of Bigfoot? Oh my gosh. And now he has a family? Does Bigfoot have a family now? Oh my goodness. Why don't they just bring Bigfoot out of hiding and have him join the circus? You know, back in the past where they had circuses, the circus where unfortunately that's where all the freaks went to get a job. Why not have Bigfoot and his family join the circus? So it says here, the core entities. Witnesses describe seeing multiple different creatures, leading researchers to believe it was a family unit or multi subject herd migration. This is insane. I need to make a whole new folder just talking about Bigfoot, y'all. I'm creating a folder right now, Bigfoot. This is fun. And I'm glad I kept it to this year. I want to see something current. I don't want to talk about anything from the past right now, like Bigfoot sightings in the past. Because if they're still going around the legend, that means people are seeing them today. And it seems like that's happening. We're talking about right now, we're focusing on the Bigfoot sightings in the state of Ohio. Hello to all my cool peeps who are here from Ohio. Where did I put my ink pen? Oh, come on. I gotta turn on my flashlight. I'm turning on my flashlight. I might see Bigfoot, y'all. I had to find my ink pen because I don't want to accidentally step on it and I get ink on my cow suit. Okay, I found it. Hey, what's going on? Good morning. I'm feeling good, feeling great. Yes, I'm real. I'm a real person. I am not AI. Sometimes I think people think I'm AI. It's weird. Welcome into the show. Thank you so much for pressing the like button. I do too. I think I wasn't able to physically participate in the survey, but yeah, I think Bigfoot is real. I like earlier in the chat, my cool peeps, how Lee put the forest and stuff in there. I want to put forest in there too. Hopefully y'all get around to finding the Bigfoot sticker like he did, but for right now I'll put the forest in there. So it says here, physical descriptions regarding the Bigfoot sighting in Ohio. The creatures range from 6.5 to 10 feet tall. Witnesses noted varying coat colors, including a massive 10-foot midnight black subject and several smaller 6 to 9 foot deep cinnamon brown figures. That's probably his family. Daylight boldness. Let's get bold, Bigfoot. Everybody else is coming out, unveiling secrets and truths and urban legends. Why not come on out of hiding, Bigfoot, since everyone's revealing everything? Daylight boldness. Only for typical Bigfoot lore, 3 out of the 6 initial sightings took place in broad daylight. Now this is cool. Excuse me, I'm taking a sip of my warm water. It's practically hot. No tea today, just straight water. Trajectory and location tracking. Investigative data suggests the creatures were utilizing a natural, quote, greenway highway, end quote, to navigate. They primarily traveled through dense, rain-soaked woods stretching from Mantua to Newton Township. Newton Township! Using the Headwaters Trail and Manning River corridor to move undetected through residential areas. So my cool peeps, if you are interested in going to the road to Viridian City like Ash Ketchum, or going on the road to find Bigfoot and his family, here are the coordinates allegedly according to AI where you can start looking for Bigfoot and his family. Once again, they primarily travel through dense rain-soaked woods stretching from Mantua to Newton Township, using the headwater trails and Monning River corridor to move undetected through the residential areas. So I'm going to actually share that information because if you want to take a screenshot of it instead of writing it down, you'll be able to see you'll be able to have proof for yourself. You're welcome to, of course, take a screenshot of this for your personal records just in case this summer you want to travel the state and look for Bigfoot and his family in Ohio. Here's where they allegedly travel to. We've got here, let's see, what else do we have here? Mapping data showed the group was moving east-southeast at a steady pace of 3 miles per day. At a steady pace of 3 miles a day. Bigfoot is tall. So why it seemed like they would be moving faster than 5 miles a day? Because their walking gait is like 3 miles a day. You know, when they walk, they're really covering ground. So I think that's an understatement. That's definitely an understatement. But according to AI, we'll just go with what AI is saying, my cool peeps. Mapping data showed the group was moving east-southeast at a steady pace of 3 miles per day. Local authorities included Portage County Sheriff Bruce Zukowski publicly noted the sincerity of the claims. Sheriff Zukowski related a story of a dog walker who encountered a massive creature that emitted a heavy, musty odor before bolting into the trees. Hey, what's going on? No, dwarf Bigfoots are small. So to go to your add to your comment, that's a great comment right there. Thank you for your comment. So could it be that perhaps the people who saw Bigfoot and his alleged family in Ohio, those maybe weren't his children but dwarf Bigfoot? This is fun. You know, I don't know why they would want to keep that a mystery if they're telling us in our face that dinosaurs existed, you know, and the only pertinent proof that we have that dinosaurs, according to science, still exist to this day is through like those giant crocodiles and through this really cool dragon lizard. That thing is awesome looking. And through the giant turtles. So those are 3 reference points regarding proximity to dinosaurs still existing are those 3 reptiles, and all 3 of them are amazing in their right. Littlefoot, do. So I'm writing this down because I'm curious to find out, my cool peeps. There's a such thing as dwarf big feet. Dwarf Bigfoots are small. DWARF Bigfoots. Wow. Thank you for this. I'll have to come back and cover that too. Littlefoot, exactly. I'm being chased by a pack of wild animals. A pack of wild hamsters. Now that will be funny. You're calling the forest patrol people. You're having a great night of camping, and then you hear a rustling in the woods, and you're like, what is it? You're like, it's not Michael Myers. It's definitely not it's not Michael Myers, because they finally took him out in the last installment of the Michael Myers movie. So we know it's not him. But lo and behold, it's a pack of hamsters. And they're coming for you. And they're stacked on top of one another, making this giant mountain. Like the Critters horror story. Oh, that was such a gross horror film. Ugh. Thanks a lot for bringing up that memory. Thanks a lot for mentioning those hamsters. Oh gosh, now I gotta read some more to get that creepy, crawly movie, The Critters, out of my head. Oh my gosh, yuck. Okay. Popular theories explaining the surge. The weather thaw, the flat media effect. The weather thaw, according to investigators regarding the Bigfoot sightings in Ohio this year through the month of March 6th through April. Investigators like Mike Miller of the Ohio Night Stalkers believe that the particularly brutal winter freeze gave way to a sudden spring thaw. Ooh, sudden spring thaw, hey? Sudden spring thaw. This shift may have forced a herd of creatures. Here we go with this herd again. Have you ever heard of a herd of big feet? A herd of big feet? I cannot. Dude, have y'all ever heard of a herd of big feet? I'm writing that down. I'm asking. So it says this shift may have forced a herd of creatures out of hibernation or deeper wilderness in search of food. The flap media effect. Now I want to know what's going on with this flap effect they're talking about from Ohio. Skeptics like folklore's Benjamin Radford point out Benjamin Radford. Skeptics like folk Skeptics like folklore's Benjamin Radford point out that the public flaps are heavily driven by social media. Once the first two stories went viral, heightened local awareness likely caused residents to mistake normal local wildlife like large black bears for Sasquatches. Sasquatches spelled capital S, lowercase a, Squatches. That's all the information? No, that's not enough. I want to know more about this whole Bigfoot sighting in Ohio. I need to please know more about this flap situation. I need to know more about this whole Ohio flap situation. Thank you so much for coming in. Right back at you. Thank you so much. Good morning to you, you, and you. Welcome to Morning Moo, Monday Motivational Madness, helping moo, and moo power moo your work week. Heck, helping myself power moo a work week. Sometimes it's tough waking up in the morning, even though I do it all the time. Sometimes it's tough waking up in the morning, like Winnie the Pooh Bear. Thank you so much. So I need to please know more about this Ohio flap situation. And it says the 2026 Bigfoot flap refers to a highly concentrated wave of 8 independent Sasquatch sightings reported across Portage and Trumbull counties over a rapid 5-day window. This is crazy cool. What makes this specific flap unique to researchers like Jeremiah Bryan? Jeremiah Bryan! No, Bigfoots are not fake. I think they're real also. I've got 15 cool people who have already participated in today's survey, um, answering yes or no, whether or not you believe Bigfoot is real. I think Bigfoot is real. Since you're here, I asked the question earlier. Have you ever seen anyone request a Bigfoot birthday cake? Have you seen a Bigfoot celebratory cake in general? More about the Ohio flap. So it says here, what makes this specific flap unique to researchers like Jeremiah Bryan on the Bigfoot Society podcast is the tight geographic clustering and the highly specific physical details provided by independent witnesses. You too may become an independent witness of spotting the Sasquatch in your area near you. Now I'm in Georgia, and it's like every 5 minutes it's like you'll see highway, then a patch of forest, highway, then a patch of forest. I'm surprised I haven't seen a Bigfoot here because there's always a patch of forest everywhere. A patch of forest. No, coming to a theater near you. A patch of forest. A patch of forest. I'm gonna put cows in the chat and trees in the chat. Welcome to the morning MOOO, helping MOOO amp power your work week. Although it is summer vacation, some of us still have to go to work. So I'm here to help you get through and power your work week while you get ready for work or get ready to wrap it up for the day. Congratulations, either way, you are gainfully employed, including myself. We are all gainfully employed and we are all working. What makes this specific flap unique to researchers like Jeremiah Byron of the Bigfoot Society podcast is the tight geographic clustering and the highly specific physical details provided by independent witnesses. This level of localized activity in the state of Ohio, my cool peeps, has not been documented since a similar wave back in 1978. Yes! What a time to be alive. It's the card lets you choose your bananas. Choose them how you like. It's the card lets you choose your bananas for greater extra life. It's the card something app. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Oh yes, my cool piece. What a time to be alive. Not only will Instacart let you choose your bananas, but this is also a time to be alive. We are witnessing history here, my cool peeps, because it's been a whole bunch of years since there's been a wave of homosasquatches or Sasquatch sightings according to AI overview. So we are witnessing history once again. This level of localized activity in Ohio has not been documented since a similar wave back in 1978. This is amazing. It is an honor to be a part of history in this way. Wow. Chronological timeline of the sightings, my cool peeps. Grab your ink pens and pencils, your med notebooks, and your trapper keepers. We're going on an adventure, like Toad said in the Super Mario Brothers. We're going on an adventure. Let's be like old school. Get your trapper keepers, your med paper, your pencils, the number 2 pencils, your Sharpies, your highlighters, and everything so we can take notes. Chronological timeline of the sightings. The activity followed a strict east-south trajectory along the Maying River, Riverbank Corridor. March 6, Manitou Center. A 9-foot tall brown figure was seen in broad daylight. Yes, I repeat, March 6 in the state of Ohio, a 9-foot tall brown figure was seen in broad daylight. Not in the nighttime like we stereotypically see. What's going on, Panda? High five, bam. But it was seen in the broad daylight. March 7th, Mantua area. An 8-foot brown figure was reported by witnesses who described hearing heavy footsteps and a deep grunt right before a sudden forced hush. Not a forced hush. Birds and insects going completely silent. Large muddy tracks were later found. Ooh. I want to know more about that story. March 9th. In the state of Ohio, in Grettsville, the activity shifted 8 miles east, where an 8-foot black furred figure was reported. Now, so far what we've gathered here in the state of Ohio alone, that they've seen Bigfoot sightings in the daytime, and I'm going to assume in the nighttime. No, that's in Michigan. So they've seen Bigfoot in the nighttime. They've seen Bigfoot as 2 different colors. One was black and one was cinnamon. In addition to that, they believe to have seen a herd of Bigfeet in Ohio. And in addition to that, my cool peeps, perhaps a possible Bigfoot sighting of his family. My family, my family, my family, my family. Hurry up with that gravy. I've lived in Ohio all my life and I've never seen. Are you sure? That's what the people, the X-File people will say. They'll have their ink pens ready. Are you sure you've never witnessed Bigfoot? You could have witnessed it and you just didn't know it. I'm like, don't start that X-File stuff on me. If I said I ain't seen it, I ain't seen it. Are you serious right now? Well, we're circling around the beautiful state of Ohio. This is where we landed first thanks to AI. And this is where a lot of the Bigfoot sightings have been seen. This year, starting March 6th all the way through the month of April. March 9th, in the state of Ohio, along Headwaters Trails. Headwaters Trails. It says here as follows. A witness had a 15-second face-to-face encounter near Hankey Road with a 10-foot black figure. The witness specifically noted a heavy, musty odor and a distinct stilt-like walk, where the creature's whole upper torso pivoted because it appeared unable to turn its neck independently. Now in my sightings, this is the second time where I read mentionings of Bigfoot not being able to turn his neck. Now Chucky was able to blink his head and turn his head and blink his eyes. So you mean to tell me if Charles Lee Ray could blink his head and turn his eyes, Bigfoot cannot do that? Does Bigfoot have a neck? That's what I'm writing down now. Write down in your studies for something we'll come back to later on today in this live stream. Does Bigfoot have a neck? And can he turn his head? How to escape Bigfoot? How? These are things that we must find out because school is out and people are going to their camping grounds for vacation. If I don't prepare my cool peeps on what to be looking for, it will be my fault. I am taking the Liberty Mutual responsibility to encourage and educate all of my cool peeps who are coming in here on the alleged knees. Yes, alleged knees of Bigfoot. March 9th in the state of Ohio, in Windham to be exact, a 6-foot brown figure, believed by researchers to be a juvenile Bigfoot, was spotted from a living room window. The homeowner noted it had an impossibly long stride. Now that's what I was saying earlier today, maybe 20 minutes ago. Because in our notes prior, They were saying that in the state of Ohio, as the Bigfoot go along this trail that they said that they tread on, that the Bigfoot family was moving three miles a day. And I'm like, how could they move 3 miles a day when their walking gait is like 3 miles every time they walk, right? So, yeah, the homeowner noted that it had an impossibly long stride. So that's what I'm saying. How could they only move 3 miles a day when their stride is like 3 miles per step, right? I tell you, man. Hey, what's going on? Thank you for putting cows in the chat. You are now locked into Morning Moo Motivational Madness, helping moo and moo. Heck, and me too. Power Moo the work week. March 10th, Newton Township. The activity crossed into Trumbull County at 4 a.m., guys. A homeowner letting their dog out. Who let the dogs out? Who? A homeowner letting their dog out saw a massive 10-foot black shadow crashing through the wood line, leaving their German Shepherd visibly shaking with fear. Now, dogs are everything, man, and they don't lie. If the German Shepherd, their guard dog, was shaking in his paws, now you know it was something out there astronomically different from the norm. Dogs don't wince when they hear a heavy truck going down the highway. Boom, 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 boom. They don't wince when they hear a locomotive going through the forest in the middle of the night while they're resting comfortably snug as a bug in a rug in their log cabins. You know, they stand strong through the test of time. So this is witness enough for me that there was something more out there because it had their precious baby shaking like that. And that's a guard dog. Let's give them something to talk about. There ain't no question to figure out. Let's talk about big fun. Thank you. My coworker says his mother-in-law might be related to the Bigfoot family. Ah, tell me more. Please, tell us more. Is it because your feet are unusually big for a woman? Is how you are comprising your information to share with us on this glorious June 15th, 2026 at 5:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time this morning. Really? Large woman. I've seen large women, like in the WNBA. Those women are huge. My sixth grade teacher, Mrs. Perryman, she was like a gym teacher and our sixth grade teacher. She was huge. And our principal for the middle school, Mrs. Novak, oh my gosh, she was a large woman as well. So, when I was in middle school, yeah, that's when I really bore witness to the fact that women could be really large. I didn't think it was possible. I didn't even know that was a thing until I got to middle school and saw like my principal and my sixth grade teacher. Now I have a couple of women in my mom's side of the family. They're your standard size large, not like fat, but they're just like big to me because I'm little. But these women were bigger than them. And they weren't even out of shape. They were just really big. It's like, wow, and tight and width and everything. They were very, very muscular. But I think Mrs. Perryman, our sixth grade teacher, I think she did say she was involved in sports and stuff. But that's this besides the point. She is one large woman. My happiest YouTuber. Thank you. Happy Juneteenth this Friday. Juneteenth is this Friday? Wow. There's a drink out, I think, called Juneteenth that just came out. Well, I saw it in the commercial when I was watching Chasing Reality. The latest installment, Chasing Reality, like whatever number they're on. I was watching their latest season, and they were running Juneteenth drinks. Now, I don't know if it's an alcoholic beverage or not, but hey. Oh, did Hollywood ever make a Bigfoot movie? Oh, did Hollywood ever make a Bigfoot movie? If not, that's pretty suspicious. Now, speaking of that, I have a picture. I wonder if it'll show up. This is Bigfoot. Like, this is not a Hollywood-based movie, and I'm glad you brought that up because I kind of forgot to do this. This is a stereotypical rendition of Bigfoot for kids' family cartoon movies. Ew, that looks like the abominable snowman. So do you think Bigfoot and the abominable snowman are the same? Do you think that Bigfoot is actually the abominable snowman? The only difference is he looks like two different species is because he's got snow all over his body. So people just gave him a different, different name. Here's another style of Bigfoot that we see that's user friendly. Now that's a cute one. That looks like the one, more or less, one of my cool peeps were saying earlier, that there is a such thing of small big feet. Like, they're called the dwarf Bigfoot or what have you. So yeah, those are a couple of pictures. I'm getting ready. Once I switch my background back to the morning MOOO, I'll write down your question because that's a good one. I don't think Hollywood's made a movie about Bigfoot, but the closest thing before I start searching, remember the TV show that I think came out in the late 80s called Harry and the Hendersons? I think that's the closest thing that Hollywood ever got to marketing Bigfoot as something cool. So it says here, abominable snowman is actually a Yeti. Oh, really? Oh, the Hot Ice Monster in Empire Strikes Back. Dude, oh my gosh, this is really cool. So what I'm going to do is open up a new tab so I can continue back with my notes. And I have to make sure I don't spill my cereal. So I'm looking now. Let's see. Did Hollywood... I'm about to answer your question now. Did Hollywood ever make a Bigfoot movie? We're about to see. Thank you so much, my cool piece, for coming in and liking the video and watching and thumbs upping, because all of that helps add up to the big picture. The big picture is to get me to the 4,000 watch hours. Yes. Hey, what's going on? High five. Bam. So yes, Hollywood has made dozens of Bigfoot movies spanning multiple genres, ranging from family-friendly comedies to terrifying horror and found footage flicks. Are you serious? How come we didn't get the memo? So to answer your question, just in case you want to screenshot these notes, here we are. Ha-cha-cha. A few of the most notable and widely recognized films include Harry and the Hendersons. That's it. See, that's what I guessed before I read AI Overview's answer. Harry and the Hendersons, I personally was a success. It was very relatable, and for some reason I keep hearing the word crossover. But it was very relatable. It was fun. And I think Harry and the Hendersons came out around the time, Alf came out, so it was the right time to do something like that. I think Harry and the Hendersons was also out with Mr. Belvedere. Mr. Belvedere was a human, but at the same time, it was still kind of like an amazing thing to see because it was about a man who was a butler. So that was something new for us to behold, at least here in America. So it's Mr. Belvedere, Harry and the Hendersons, and Alf. All phenomenal TV shows. They actually stretch the imagination in a nice way, especially for those who are not ready to really open up their imagination, expand their minds to the other side. This was great. This was a great way to do it. So did Hollywood ever make a Bigfoot movie? Yes. Ha! I'll tell you. So Harry and the Hendersons, 1987. Exits 2014. Willow Creek. Now Willow Creek sounds familiar. 24 Willow Creek 2013. Oh my gosh, what in the world is that title? Mr. Belvedere was a great show, and Hamburger Helper show makes a great meal. 2 points I can stand beside. High five. Bam. So Harry and the Hendersons was released in 1987, the most famous family-friendly take on the legend, where family adopts a friendly Sasquatch. It won an Academy Award for its creature makeup. Exits, released in 2014, a highly regarded, intense found footage horror film directed by Eduardo Sanchez. Eduardo Sanchez, who also directed the Blair Witch Project. OMG, are you serious? So the guy who directed the Blair Witch Project also had his hands in making the a Bigfoot movie called Exits. Willow Creek. You look like Doja Cat too. Ha. Willow Creek 2013. A suspenseful, realistic found footage film written and directed by Bobcat Goldthwait. Wow, that's a unique last name. Bobcat Goldthwait, set in the actual alleged Bigfoot territory in Northern California. Oh wow, so there was probably Bigfoot sightings in California. This is crazy cool. We have reached the top of the hour. Welcome into Morning Moo Monday Motivational Madness, helping Moo and me too power Moo our work week. Some of us, even though it's summer vacation, still had to get up like Winnie the Pooh, gotta get going and go to work. I am working now. You may be at work right now. Thank you for listening to me in the background while you do your thing, but it's time to get on up like James Brown. Ha! Da, 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 da. Get on up. I'm up. The time for me is 5:48 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we have hit our first hour of the morning moon. I started about 10 minutes early, but this is our first hour in the morning moon. It's 5:49 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this June 15th, 2026. I hope you have your hot beverages ready, your breakfast bagels, your buttermilk biscuits. I have my cereal, of course, Chex Mix again, and some warm water to keep my voice soothed as I do my job and run my mouth and hang out with the cool peeps. Oh, software update ready to install. Please, cell phone, don't do any updates right now while I'm in the middle of a live stream. Do you remember Star Wars Edwalk Adventures? It sounds familiar. For some reason, I remember it more as a coloring book. We've got another movie here, but I don't want to read that title out loud. I'll only read a portion of the title. But there's a Bigfoot movie that came out in 2018, a unique, moral, dramatic take starring Sam Elliott as an aging war veteran who is secretly recruited by the government to hunt a mythical creature. That movie is The Man Who 86 someone, and then the Bigfoot 2020, a 2018 movie that came out. And then lastly, to answer your question, Abominable, released in 2006, a suspenseful modern monster in the woods. You know, I thought I was going to say monsters in the hood. Next time on Monsters in the Hood. Doom, the do do doom. Oh, they talk about black people. Girl, ain't nothing new. Next movie, Abominable movie was released in 2006, a suspenseful modern monster in the woods thriller reminiscent on Rear Window about a man in a remote cabin haunted by Bigfoot. So to answer your question, my cool peeps, yes, Hollywood did make a handful of Bigfoot movies. Now the thing is, I don't know if these movies came to the theater or if they were straight to DVD, right? But the biggest one out there that I think that had national success, which wasn't a movie, but a TV show, Harry and the Hendersons, which was released in 1987, the most famous family take on the legend where a family adopts a friendly Sasquatch. It won an Academy Award for its creature makeup. I did like Harry and the Hendersons. We are gathered here today around the forest fire, the dumpster fire, the bonfire, and my favorite, the ring of fire, up before or after the rising sun, to talk about Bigfoot. We are an hour in and we haven't even scratched the surface. I am still stuck in the state of Ohio where AI Overview provided us a list of, I think, 3 to 4 locations, meaning states, where people have collectively seen sightings of Bigfoot this year in 2026. As of now, we are still hovering in the state of Ohio, where they have seen a cluster of, or should I say, a flap. Is that the terminology they're using? They have seen, let's just say a cluster to keep going. A cluster, or yeah, a flap of sightings of Bigfoot from March 6th all the way through the month of April. I was told the He-Man movie was good. I do want to see it. He-Man. So right now, this is the chronological timelines for the sightings in Ohio. There was one seen March 6th in the Montura Center, March 7th in the Montura area, March 9th, Garrettsville, March 9th, Headwaters Trail, March 9th, Wyndham, March 10th, Newton Township. The activity crossed into Trumbull County at 4 a.m. A homeowner letting their dog out saw a massive 10-foot black shadow crashing through the wildlife, leaving their German Shepherd visibly shaken with fear. Key evidence collected by investigators. Spectrograph audio. Spectrograph audio. Investigators capture vocalization and high-pitched screams in the woods, according to Miller. Audio analysis showed these frequencies peaked higher than a baboon on a spectrograph, failing to match any known North American animal. So you mean to tell me Big Feet scream? No, that's kind of alarming right there. I wouldn't expect such a wail to come out of something like that. I would think more like a growl, like a bear, you know? Oh my gosh, not a screech. So I need to look this up to see. Trying to stay on topic, but I'm still on topic, but good mercy. When I read one thing, it brings up another question. So we are all still talking about We're talking about the same thing, but I need to know now, do they scream? Wow. Opening up a new tab. Oh man, this is crazy. I'm about to ask. Do big feet scream? Or big feet... Do Bigfoot scream? Do big feet... Do Bigfoot scream? Do Bigfoot... I'm about to see now. While there is no specific consensus providing Bigfoot's existence, many witnesses claim the creature makes high-pitched, echoing screams. Now that would be frightening. I don't think it would be frightening to see Bigfoot, but what would get me, and probably a lot of us, is the noise. So it says, while there is no specific consensus providing Bigfoot's existence, many witnesses claim the creatures make high-pitched echoing screams, guttural howls, and whooping noises. Now, I've heard whooping noises, yes, in the night. Wow. And it didn't sound right. I was like, this is not natural. That explains a lot. These vocalizations are often compared to primate calls, with some reports noting they sound eerily like humans screaming. Like goats, for example. Have you gone to a petting zoo or just someone's farm in general? And, oh my gosh, heard a goat. Man, they sound like humans. It's creepy. Hey, what's going on? High five. Bam. No, I don't. Let me see here. Oh my gosh, man. I am learning something new every day. You know how many times I had to stop what I was doing to write down some notes? I didn't know Bigfoot screamed. You know how composed I would have to be? I would like, Lord, take the wheel. Take the wheel right now. Help me. I might be frozen in time. You heard the Beauty and the Beast tell as old as time. But, a scream as old as time. No, I do not have an OnlyFans, but if you want to donate to support me to get a new computer, donations are gladly accepted, and those are the links to the ways you can donate monetarily. It says here once again, many witnesses claim the creatures make high-pitched echoing screams, y'all, guttural howls, and whooping noises. These vocalizations are often compared to primate calls, with some reports noting they sound eerily like humans screaming. Reported Bigfoot vocalizations. Because the creature is considered cryptic, audio evidence remains heavily debated. Though enthusiasts often categorize the sounds into few distinct types. Y'all, this is making me nervous. Like I said, maybe 5 minutes ago, in the night, I have heard whooping sounds when the sun sets. And I'm like, this don't sound, it don't sound natural, okay? So I'm going to assume that I'm going to assume, in the figment of my imagination, because it's fun to take it there right now, being that we are talking about Bigfoot and all this stuff, that maybe that was Bigfoot. Yeah, so here you go. I'm saving for a new computer. Please donate to the cause if you would like to. No, I do not have an OnlyFans. Because the creature is considered cryptic, audio evidence remains heavily debated, though enthusiasts often categorize the sounds into a few distinct types. Get your notebooks ready. We're about to get into the sounds of a Bigfoot. Screams, whoops, howls. We've got screams, often described as terrifying, high pitched and echoing through valleys, sometimes compared to a woman in distress or bellowing a yell. Yo, it sounds like some sounds from Hades. You know when you're watching horror movies and you hear this shrill, man, whoops. Long, reverberant whoops are a common report, especially at, yes, and this is when I heard those sounds at dusk. Every time. Long whoops, long. Reverberant whoops are common reports, especially at dawn or dusk, and are speculated to be territorial calls or mating signals. I heard those sounds, no cap, last year. Um, always, I call it the twilight of the evening, right when the sun sets, and it's like you only have 5 more minutes before the vampires come out because it's their time around that time. And it was so, the sound was like, ooh, y'all come back in the house. Do not go outside. That's the sound it made. So if my family was outside having a good time in the comfort of their own home in the backyard, and that sound was going, I'd be like, y'all gotta come in now. Because I don't like what's going on out there. Those noises are too new. They don't sound like any type of animals I'm familiar with. Come in the house, lock the back door, board it up, in fact. Close down the garage. Don't nobody leave. And heaven help the DoorDash driver because they're delivering the pizza in 5 minutes. Oh man, I tell you, my cool peeps. Oh man. In Transylvania, I live in Zootopia, also known as the state of Georgia. It's crazy here. Man. So another sound they'll make is howls. Deep guttural howls and groans are widely reported in the deep woods. There's another sound, my cool peeps, that the um Bigfoot makes, and it's called the samurai chatter. Now this is new. Some controversial recordings feature rapid, complex sequences of vocalizations that have been compared to the dialogue of old Japanese films. Are you serious right now? Whoa. Are you serious? I had to share this. Now this is a new one. So, let's just say if this is true. Some controversial recordings feature rapid, complex sequences of vocalizations that have been compared to the dialogue in old Japanese films. So let's say this is true. And the people over there in Japan, they wouldn't even know. They're probably going out into the woods, what is it, snowboarding or snowshoeing or whatever, having a good time in the nighttime air, which is really good air, but you still have to be careful. And they're thinking they're probably hearing two old Japanese men argue in the woods, but no, that could be Bigfoot, y'all, and they don't even know. This is crazy. Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, pets, plants, animals, artificial intelligence, and all living, breathing things here under the sun. It is 6:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good morning to all of you, and good morning to MOOO. I am your host, LA, pronounced like LA like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Thank you so much for coming in to Morning MOOO. I am not going anywhere. I'm just introducing the new round of cool peeps who are just waking up, starting their day. I'm here to help MOOO, and me too, power MOOO my work week. And power through your work week on the Morning MOOO. Maya Angelou said, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Happy June 15th, 2026. All are welcome here for a set amount of time as we gather around the forest fire, the dumpster fire, the bonfire, and my favorite, the ring of fire before or after the rising sun to celebrate cows. I like to take this small time to say, life without cows will be boring. There will be no milkshakes at McDonald's or milkshakes from Sonic's. And lastly, there will be no Burger King Flame Royal BK Whoppers. Meow, meow, meow. Flame Royal cows in the chat for the one time. Flame Royal cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Moo. Cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Moo. Cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Thank you for joining me on this fine Monday. Celebrating the cows because cows are awesome. I am one of the designated cow ambassadors where I celebrate cows every Monday for a set amount of time. Cows are wonderful. Like I said, we wouldn't have cereal, there wouldn't be milkshakes, there wouldn't be a tailgate party because ain't no party like a tailgate party because a tailgate party won't stop. Especially for those who celebrated the New York Knicks winning and those who celebrated by tailgating. Just imagine, there wouldn't be any burgers to grill on the grill while they were out there having a good time. Thank you so much for coming in and pressing the like button because it keeps this party going. No, LA, I am LA is okay. Today I am a cow. Thank you so much for pressing the like button, my cool peeps. We're going to get right back into our topic at hand, which is Bigfoot. I have 37 cool peeps who have participated in today's survey. And coming up for the first time this week is Bella Swan. No, Hercules the shark is probably somewhere in the audience waiting for someone to bring him up. Hercules the shark, my cool peeps, will be on this coming Friday. His day to shine is every Friday. Thank you for coming in. My name is Bella Swan, and it's time for me to read the survey. Good morning, everyone. I'm your Bella Swan. So, the survey is as follows. Ellie wants to know, do you think Bigfoot is real? 62% of my cool peeps said yes, and 38% of you said no. I think Bigfoot is real because I am real. I am a Funko. I have breath in my body. So if I am real, reading the survey for LA on Morning MOOO, of course Bigfoot is real too. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Bella Swan, for reading the survey. Da 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 da. Bella Swan is one of my hired employees. Thank you for coming in today, Bella Swan. Back to the comments here. Well, not to the comments, back to what we were reading. Let's see. Bigfoot. Scientific and skeptical explanation. Skeptics and accusational experts note that many of these alleged Bigfoot sounds can be plausibly explained by North American wildlife. Common culprits include, how can you just explain away a Bigfoot sighting? And how can you just explain away ghoulish, hellish sounds that are coming out of the woods at dawn and twilight? You just cannot explain that away. But I'm curious to see what they're going to say. Let's see what the scientists say as they try to explain away Bigfoot and his scary noises. Skeptics and accusational experts note that many of these alleged Bigfoot sounds can be plausibly explained by North American wildlife. Common culprits include owls, red foxes, other predators like Bigfoot. Owls, the hunting calls of a barreled owl or a great horned owl, can easily be mistaken for human like screams or hoots. Either way, when I'm chestnuts roasting over an open fire with my family and friends, the last thing I want to hear in the night is any type of animal sounding like humans screaming in the night. I do not want to hear that. It's gonna make me want to put the fire out. Put the fire out. We're going back in. Camp is over. Let's go. We're getting out of here. Oh, red foxes. Blame it on the foxes, not Jamie Foxx, who in turn blamed it on alcohol. But no, they're gonna blame these screams and wails and horrific noises from Bigfoot on red foxes. The territorial calls of a red fox are surprisingly high pitched and resemble a terrifying woman's scream. Now that's scary. Yes, and let's not blame it on Michael J. Fox neither. Hey, what's going on? High five. Bam. Thank you so much for coming in and for pressing the like button. Other predators. The bellows of a bobcat, cougar, or coyote are frequently cited. I'm done. By experts as the sources of many mysterious forest noises. Might as well throw the gummy bears in there. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and there everywhere. Throw in the Smurfs, why don't you? You know, come on. Just give us any old reason, I guess, to just explain it away. Now, these people, they saw what they saw, right? I cannot. I cannot. I will not believe it. I've heard those whooping sounds, and they don't sound nice. So that's that on the regarding the do Bigfoot scream. We just covered that. Moving forward back to where we were, we are still stuck on the state of Ohio, where they've seen a lot of sightings ranging from March 6th of this year all the way through the month of April. So what I'm going back to is, after reading the chronological timeline of sightings in Ohio for this year, we're covering the key evidence collected by investigators referencing this point. We've got local researchers, including Mike Miller of the Ohio Night Stalkers, have converged on the area to document several pieces of physical trace data. One of the physical trace data that we did cover, which got me to figuring out all this stuff in the first place about whether or not Bigfoot scream or not, is the spectrograph audio. Investigators capture vocalizations and high-pitched screams in the woods, according to Miller. Audio analysis showed these frequencies peaked higher than the baboon on the spectrograph, failing to match any known North American animal. Now, did you know that baboons screamed? I did not. Did you know that allegedly so do the Bigfoot? You live and you learn, people, and what we're learning right now is a whole lot. And some of y'all probably like, LA is just too early in the morning for all this. I cannot right now. This is just too heavy. That's okay. Just keep me in the background and I'll do the heavy lifting for you. You can just classify this so you can keep listening to me that this is all based on fictorial facts. Just your imagination running away with you. How about that? So while we keep this pinned into the land of your imagination, we can move forward with the investigations of all of this Bigfoot stuff. We've got scientific skeptic counterpoint. Now, if that don't sound like some type of movie title, next time on the scientific skeptic counterpoint. Hi, I'm your host, LA of Elay TV. Today, we're going to be talking about the scientific skeptic counterpoint. Oh, boo! Skeptics like folklore's Benjamin Bradford, not Benjamin Butler, but skeptics like folklore's Benjamin Radford, Benjamin Radford point to a psychological phenomenon called social, social media cognition. Tell us anything. He notes that because the first two sightings went viral locally, the community experienced heightened anxiety and suggestion. This likely caused perfectly ordinary sights, such as a large black bear emerging from winter hibernation or optical illusions caused by shadows in the trees, to be misidentified as the Sasquatch. Trees are tall, shadows in the trees. So if you're seeing shadows in the trees up against a bunch of trees, that means there's something in there to cast a shadow across the trees. Certainly, even the bear standing on its hind leg quarters will cast a shadow, but surely it wouldn't go into the leaves of the trees. What I'm gathering is that when these fine people are in the forest having a good time, minding their business, making s'mores and reading a book outside amongst nature, when they see these shadows are going up to the tippy top of these trees. Don't make any kind of sense. But yes, next time on Tell Us Anything, the computer AI is asking, would you like to explore the 1978 Ohio flap to see how it compares? Or are you interested in looking at the audio recordings and track photos found by investigators? Once again, my cool peeps, we are a part of history. June 5th, 2026, June 15, 2026. The last time the state of Ohio has witnessed an onslaught of continuous Bigfoot sightings happened in the year of 1978, in their first Ohio flap. So yes, since we've come down to this portion and before we deviate into another state, I am curious now to see how the 1978 Ohio flap sightings compared to today. Hold on. So yes, I would like to explore the 1978 Ohio flap. $1978. Oh, come on. Here we go. The 1978 Ohio Bigfoot flap is the historical predecessor of the recent 2026 sightings, centered around the village of Minerva in Stark County. It is widely regarded as one of the most intense localized period of cryptic activity in U.S. history. This reminds me of something from The Simpsons. This is so cool. Hey, high five. Bam. Just like the 2026 events, my cool peeps, the 1978 were a the 1978 wave occurred directly following a historically devastating winter. Once again, blaming it on winter. The notorious 1978 Cleveland super bomb blizzard. Investigators believe the extreme spring flooding that followed washed the creatures out of their remote habitats, forcing them closer to human civilization. Have you heard of the Cleveland super bomb blizzard? This is the second time where AI mentioned that the reasonings that people in Ohio have seen them is because of the winter cycle happening. And right now it's happening again this year. The core incident, the Minerva Monster. The Minerva Monster, the anchor of the 1978 flap occurred in August at more remote farmhouses of Evelyn and Herbert Caton, located just west of Minerva. The event unfolded through a series of escalating encounters. Ooh, get your popcorn ready. Thank you for pressing the like button, my cool peeps. This keeps the show going so we can continue driving down the mysteries of Bigfoot. The initial discovery. The Caton's grandchildren ran into the house claiming they saw a monster standing in the gravel pit behind the property where the adults went to check. They observed a 7-foot tall, 300-pound creature completely covered in thick, matted hair that completely obscured its face. The chicken coop standoff on August 21st, 1978, my cool peeps. In Ohio, while the family was entertaining friends, they heard a commotion near the old chicken coop. Two large figures were seen moving in the dark, their eyes reflecting yellow in the porch light. Double yikes. The headlight charging. The headlight charging. An 18-year-old guest, Scott Patterson, turned the car's headlights toward the wood line to get a better look. The larger creature aggressively stepped out and began moving towards the vehicle. The occupants panicked and fled back into the houses. Definitely. Another sighting, my cool peeps, in Ohio in 1978. Window peeping. Once the family was barricaded inside, the creature walked onto the porch and peered directly through the kitchen window at them. Ooh. A family member pulled out a pow pow and leveled it straight at the beast through the glass, but the creature remained completely unfazed before slowly melting back into the woods. I cannot. Oh, this is crazy. Yes, I live in Ohio. We have two cool peeps who are gathered around here, around the forest fire, the dumpster fire, the bonfire, and my favorite, the ring of fire up or after the rising sun, to talk about the Ohio sightings of Sasquatch, also known as Bigfoot, also known as Homo Sasquatches. My cool peeps, I'm an hour and a half in, and we have not left the state of Ohio yet. We are still, after an hour, talking about Ohio sightings of Bigfoot. This is cool. This is crazy. And number three, this is very fun. I've heard some things about Cowtown, aka the state of Ohio, but it goes right in along the lines of weird things happening in Ohio. For example, Bigfoot and other things. That kind of gives a Springfield, Illinois from The Simpsons type of vibe, if you know what I mean. In reference to the 1978 Ohio Bigfoot flap is the historical predecessor to the recent 2026 sightings centered around the village of Minerva in Stark County. It is widely regarded as one of the most intense localized periods of cryptic activity in U.S. history. We are witnessing this again this year. In the state of Ohio, and it happened this year from March 6th through April. Law enforcement and media response. Unlike typical cryptid cases, the Stark County Sheriff Office treated the family's terror as entirely authentic. You know, that's a relief to know that the law enforcement did believe them. Why would they? How could they make up sheer terror? You know, they had to have seen something, so they cannot negate that. So whether or not they believed in the actual Bigfoot sighting, what they believed was the people being frightened. At least I could take it for that. You know? Moving forward into this coolness. The smell of ammonia. Deputy James Shannon was dispatched to the property while the creature was gone. He and Akron Bacon Journal reporter Barbara Galloway officially documented a powerful, overwhelming odor of sulfur and ammonia lingering in the air. My dad seen a Bigfoot twice in his life. When he tells you about it, you can tell he's reliving the past. He gets freaked out. Look, I wasn't able to participate physically in the survey where I asked my cool peeps, you, and you, do you believe in Bigfoot? Yes or no? I do. This world is filled with so many wonderful things. Giant whales, Hercules the shark. So yes. And that's what makes being on this planet fun. There's so many things here. I want to give a special shout out to Planet Earth. Dear Planet Earth, I love this planet. And I'm sorry people are not doing a good job taking care of you. But I am one of the cool peeps, and I have cool peeps here who take care of Planet Earth. So please don't take us off of here, because we love Planet Earth. My family and I do too. So, in reference to the and thank you so much for that comment. This is really cool news, my cool peeps. In other news regarding when the law enforcement came to the house in Ohio in 1978, they also witnessed physical trace evidence. Deputies discovered patches of heavily flattened matted grass that appeared to be temporarily bedded down spots, as well as a distinct tuft of coarse black fur snagged on nearby thorny briar bush. This is so cool. The town influx. As news of the Minerva monster leaked to newspapers nationwide, hundreds of amateur monster hunters flooded the sleepy town. Local police had to buy an Army-issued Jeep. Local police had to buy Army-issued Jeeps just to navigate the gridlocked back roads and woods. Wow. Now that is something right there. This is really cool and exciting. It's giving like Halloween vibes, like I'm telling scary stories around the fire. You know? This is exciting. So summary and comparison. Here's the chart, and I'll do my best to read it with you all in here. So let's see how this chart is set up. This says features. We've got 1978 flap Minerva and the 2026 flapper and Portage Thrumble. Excuse me for saying the words wrong. So for all my cool peeps who are now in Ohio, the second flap happened, and it happened in March 6th through April, and the spotting of the Bigfoot were in the areas of Portage, Thrumble. So we've got from 1978, what triggered both? In 1978, a super bomb blizzard thaw triggered the sightings of the everyone seeing um, Bigfoot in 1978. And what triggered the sightings, the onslaught of sightings for this year's Bigfoot sightings, was another winter snowstorm. It was the 2026 winter snowstorm thaw that triggered everyone to start seeing Bigfoot this year in Ohio. Under the category of behavior, when people witnessed the Bigfoot back then in 78, they witnessed the Bigfoot to be aggressive, stationary, and harass the home. Speed up the camera in 2026, the Bigfoot's behavior this year in this era was nomadic, fast moving migration corridors. So they were speeding and they learned to keep to themselves. So if this is the case, they have learned how to just get away from us. We've got distinct odor. The witnessings of the odors during the sighting of the Bigfoot in Ohio in 1978, the odors of the Bigfoot was the sharp ammonia and sulfur odor. Now in 2026, during the onslaught of seeing many Bigfoot sightings, the odor is heavy, musky, and an animal smell. And lastly, the total subjects. In 1978, far as Bigfoot sightings, they saw one large adult one and one possible juvenile Bigfoot in 1978. And for us, 2026, March 6th through the month of April in Ohio, the total subjects / sightings of Bigfoot goes up to 10 distinct subjects tracked. Now this goes into me bringing up the fact of what we talked about an hour ago, that witnesses saw that they even possibly saw it be a herd of Bigfoot or perhaps a family of Bigfoot this year in Ohio, which is cool because I've never heard of a herd of Bigfoot. And then number 2, a family of Bigfoot, that would be cool. And number 3, one of the cool people said there's a such thing as dwarf Bigfoot. Crazy. What's going on, Chile? High five. Bam. Welcome in. We are all gathered around the forest fire this morning talking about Bigfoot. And it is fun. I'm learning so much. And right now I am stuck on the state of Ohio, where a lot of Bigfoot sightings have been seen starting from the month of March 6th all the way through April. This is really cool, don't you think? I think so. Thank you so much for pressing the like button because it keeps us driving through this wonderful cluster of Bigfoot sightings. I'm going to go back to the top of my notes to show you where we started here. Can you please tell me stories of Bigfoot sightings in the year 2026? Now, since I've been an actual child, Bigfoot has been one of the cool things that people talked about growing up. For example, the Harry and the Hendersons TV show, which was a fun show I got to see every once in a while. Harry and the Hendersons, Bigfoot was the thing back then. I didn't want to start back in the past. I wanted to see what the kiddos were talking about regarding Bigfoot this year in my time now. So, the Ohio flap. The spring of 2026 brought a surge of Sasquatch reports, that's Bigfoot, largely concentrated in the Midwestern Canada, my cool peep. In March, Portage County, Ohio, just east of Akron, experienced a flurry, or should I say a McDonald's McFlurry of activity. Over 5 days, up to 10 local residents reported seeing a large 8 to 9 foot dark figures on wooded trails near the Maine River and Auburn wetlands. Witnesses described a musty odor and tracks were discovered in the mud. The sudden cluster of reports was tracked by the Bigfoot Society podcast. People are so into Bigfoot that there's an actual podcast dedicated just to this guy. I think it's really cool. Here's a fun fact. Do you remember watching the Goofy movie? Bigfoot, there was a Bigfoot sighting in the Goofy movie, and I thought that was really cool. When Max and Goofy were going on like a bonding trip, Bigfoot was out there at the campsite where they parked their car. And they couldn't go anywhere because Bigfoot ended up sleeping on top of their car and they were stuck. You saw Bigfoot sightings in Washington State? That is neat because as of now, this is what not Bigfoot. This is what AI Overview said. Here's where the sightings have been far as Bigfoot sightings this year. Ohio, a Michigan beach sighting, and farmland encounters in Canada. For my cool peeps who are from Michigan or the surrounding areas, Bigfoot was seen this year, according to AI, in Michigan. In May this year, two sisters, my cool peeps, reported a very different type of encounter on the shores of Lake Michigan. While at Barb's Beach, near the Whitefish Lighthouse. Don't that sound like a fish restaurant? Y'all going down to Whitefish Lighthouse and get me 2 perch fish dinners. While at Barb's Beach near the Whitefish Lighthouse, the pair observed a dark, upright figure, describing as having the build of a large lumberjack with no neck. Again, this is the second time AI mentioned that allegedly Bigfoot don't have a neck. So could it be Barney from the Flintstones? Because you know Barney don't have a neck on the Flintstones. So continuing on, the two sisters reported a very different type of encounter on the shores of Lake Michigan at Barb's Beach. The pair observed a dark, upright figure, describing as having the build of a large lumberjack with no neck, crouching in a pile of driftwood. The figure ducked down whenever the witnesses pointed their flashlights in its direction. Cool. I found a dodo bird. Excuse me. Excuse me again. At least 2 feet long in the forest in Illinois. It must have been Bigfoot. Hey, it could be Bigfoot in this pet dodo bird, right? I tell you, this is really fun. I like reading those stories about the giant squids that the fishermen pull up sometimes. Those real stories of when fishermen go deep into the sea and they pull up a big old octopus on the beach that's miles and miles long. That's freaky. Wow, yes, isn't that amazing? Bigfoot has several children. This would explain all the different locations she has been sighted. I like that. That makes so much sense. Exactly. They're expanding their family, y'all. And yes, that would indeed explain all of the animal sightings, the sightings. I love that idea. That makes so much sense. This is really fun, guys. Planet Earth is amazing. I love Planet Earth. There's so much here to explore and to discover. And I like just leaving it like that and referencing like Bigfoot and all of these dinosaurs and all that stuff that, you know, we were taught about in school and so on. It just makes this world more fascinating. So right now we're focusing on far as Fantastic Beasts, like the movie. We are talking about Bigfoot and all the sightings. Bigfoot, ladies and gentlemen. What was that movie, The Fantastical Beasts? It's like we're discovering an episode of that. A fantastical beast. Welcome to planet Earth. What cool creatures will you find? Some of my cool people said they saw a dodo bird sighting. Speaking of dodo bird, you remember, was it Dodo, Go-Go Dodo or something from Tiny Toons Adventures? That was a cute bird. I want to thank all my cool peeps for coming in, pressing the like button. I'm not going anywhere. I just want to say thank you as we approach our second hour of morning mood. And we're having a good time for a set amount of time. Thank you for pressing the like button and donating. We have multiple ways you can donate if you're interested. Thumbs upping is donations worthy. Commenting in the comments also is a form of donation as well, my cool peeps. And watching is also a form of donation. But if you want to do monetary donations, here's my link. We also have it pinned to the chat. Thank you so much as we rapidly approach the second hour of Morning Moon. We just pretty much covered a lot of things in the state of Ohio as far as the sightings. And what was really interesting, my cool peeps, is the trail that was listed along the way where the campers were hanging out at. I'm going to look for it again, because we do have a couple of cool peeps who are actually in the state of Ohio who are gathered around with us. For those of you who weren't here in the first hour, I'm going to let you know where those sightings are. So if you too want to go see for yourself, you'll be able to do as such, just in the name of having fun for this summer. We've got here, let me find it. I think what it'll be is it will be easier for me to just ask AI to list that sighting again. Can you please list the trail where Bigfoot was this year in the this is really fun. You can turn this whole summer vacation into an adventure. During the 2026 Ohio Bigfoot Flap, my cool peeps, according to AI, investigators tracked the creatures migrating along a specific Greenway highway. That's it. My cool peeps who are listening to me actually from the state of Ohio, you could probably find them there. Or that's a great way to just start. The Greenway Highway of interconnected trails and river corridors in northeast Ohio. The primary trails and pathways where the sightings occurred include Headwaters Trails, Mayhonging River Corridor, and Auburn Wetlands. Auburn Wetlands. Yes, Auburn Wetlands. It says here, Headwater Trails. This is a 7-mile scenic limestone trail that runs between Mantua and Garrettsville in Portage County. It was the absolute epicenter of the flap, including a 15-second face-to-face encounter near Hankey River. Now, this is so fun. I wouldn't be surprised now, my cool peeps, if you guys get an influx of people like in, 1978, where people gathered around into the state of Ohio just to bear witness of the possibility of seeing where a legend walked. Mayhonging River Corridor, while not a traditional hiking trail, the heavily wooded banks of this river served as the main natural highway the creatures used to travel undetected between Portage and Thumble counties. There's one more sighting, my cool peeps. Hang on, let's see here. In the land of multitasking, you have to be on your toes. Kinda not. opening up a tab really quickly. Opening up a tab really quickly. And lastly, Auburn Wetlands. Now, Auburn Wetlands sounds fun. That sounds like where the Bernstein Bears live. People of Ohio, have you witnessed the Bernstein Bear sighting? Inquiring minds want to know. Auburn Wetlands Trails, located near the Mahoning River, the dense marshes and surrounding wooded paths provided cover where multiple witnesses, my cool piece, reported large figures and found deep tracks in the mud. This is so much fun. Would you like to examine the exact dates and times the creatures were spotted on the Headwaters Trail, or would you prefer to look into the physical tracks found along the Mahoning River? I want to know about the exact times and dates. This is like next time on Bear Investigations. This ain't no Bear Investigations. This is something else. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about Bigfoot here. This is a serious situation. This is serious, like the Wonder Pets. This is serious. We're here to save you. Wonder Pets, we're on our way. Let's go, Wonder Pets. Yes, I would like to examine the exact dates and times the creature. Do you think there's gonna be another Lord of the Rings movie out? You think Smeagol will come back? Talk about some my precious. Okay. Data tracked by the Bigfoot Society podcast, according to AI Overview, my cool piece. Chile said, I hope not. You don't want it to be a Lord of the Rings 25. It's so many Lord of the Rings, I have lost count. I had to start over with collecting them again. It's so many, y'all. I've lost count. Just a second, I need to adjust really quickly. So, data tracked by Bigfoot Society podcast and local news outlets like Fox 8 outlines the exact dates and times for the core encounters during the 2026 Ohio Bigfoot Flap. The Ohio Bigfoot Flap sounds like some type of dance. Y'all remember Fat Man Scoop? So, Ohio, y'all got to start a new dance called the Ohio Flap and let it be in reference to Bigfoot. Congratulations. I'm glad I was able to change your life. Each one teach one. Anything is possible here. You too can become a successful YouTuber if you put in the work, consistency, and just believe. We've got this. The timeline shows the suspected group moving southeast at a steady pace of roughly 3 miles per day. Here they go with that 3 miles per day. My cool peeps, this is where it's getting me at. If Bigfoot has a huge gape when it walks, like boom, boom, boom. Like when my husband and I go for a walk, sometimes he'll walk really fast, so it feels like I have to do a light jog just to keep up with him. He takes big strides when he walks. So if my husband takes big strides when he walks, you mean to tell me a Bigfoot is only traveling around the world covering only 3 miles per day? Okay, that's what the computers say, so let's just leave it there. But how? My husband walks 75 miles an hour. You mean to tell me Bigfoot only covered 3 miles of ground a day? Tell us anything. Terrible, terrible. So, according to AI Overview, the timeline shows the suspected group moving east-southeast at a steady pace of roughly 3 miles per day. Lies! Bam, bam, bam! Order in the court. March 6th, At 12:23 p.m., Montura Center in Ohio, a seasoned field researcher reported seeing a 9-foot tall cinnamon brown creature in the broad daylight. The subject moved with extreme speed to retreat into dense cover. Okay, so you mean to tell me Bigfoot evolved? Not only are they reproducing families and being spotted allegedly across the United States by proxy of Chile's epic theory, to which I stand behind, we are seeing cinnamon and black Bigfoot. Are the Bigfoot children of today dyeing their fur? Are they busting into Sally's beauty supply in the night, taking bundles of cinnamon quick weaves and boxes of cinnamon hair dye and dyeing their hair, and they're just blaming it on black people for breaking into Sally beauty supply stores because they don't want to confess that what's really happening is that Bigfoot's children are busting into these hair stores, dyeing their fur cinnamon. And I say to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yeah. Groomed beast of the city. Chile is on fire today. Chile is on fire. Kaboom, boom. Dude. Chile is on fire. It's on fire, y'all! It's all over for us, ladies and gentlemen. Bigfoot is busting into the beauty supply store, taking all the cinnamon bundles and cinnamon hair color. No wonder I couldn't find the cinnamon hair color when I wanted to dye my hair that color. I couldn't find it, so I had to opt for the next best choice. March 7th. In the state of Ohio at 10:52 p.m. Montura area, witnesses reported a 8-foot tall brown figure. This encounter was preceded by a heavy rhythmic thudding, footsteps, a deep grunting noise, and the total forced hush, where all local wildlife suddenly went completely silent. Y'all, in the name of science, have you ever been around some forest where in the daytime, while you're sitting on the hood of your car, just trying to eat a sandwich, enjoying the day and the sky, the birds stop chirping, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't hear the birds, and it's sunny. It's a perfect 75-degree weather. We've got the breeze, the gentle breeze, and it just get quiet. Yo, I've witnessed that. It's like, why is it so quiet? It's like, I don't know what I should do because I'm in the parking lot, and then 25 steps ahead is a fence, and behind that fence is a lot of trees, but it's quiet. I'm like, I don't know if I should get in the car and leave, or if I should walk further away from the fenced off patch of woods. It's daytime. It's like, I don't know what to do. Should I just enjoy my day? This is one of those situations, y'all, where we have so much to worry about in life. Not only do we gotta worry about raising gas prices, shouts out to my cool peeps in California. Word on the curb, gas is $6 and something cents a gallon, and a bucket of chicken is $35. Now, only in Disneyland and Disney World, according to what I've been hearing over the years, one of the Disneys across the street is a KFC. And the last time I checked, the KFC across from one of the Disneys, it was charging like $35 for a bucket of chicken. But now Disney and prices have flooded the lands of California, and everything is Disney prices. A candy bar is probably $5.97. I am so sorry. Back to Bigfoot sightings. The sighting timeline in the state of Ohio, which started March 6th all the way through March 10th, 2026, is as follows. March 9th, my cool peeps. Chicken again, saw me up for the way. West Side Jubilee, or whatever them people be saying. Oh man, y'all tearing me up in these chats today. I cannot with y'all. But chicken and gas do sound like a great gift card package deal. Today FIFA is in Georgia, y'all. FIFA ain't going nowhere. It ain't over. Oh, it ain't over. The FIFA World Cup will be going on until July 15th, y'all. And they've only just begun. Dun, dun. Meow, meow, meow. The FIFA World Cup is here to stay. And it ain't going nowhere. I have a feeling that the FIFA World Cup is going to find a permanent residency here in Georgia till the next few years. I mean, all the money Georgia put into it to prepare for it to come, Georgia gonna be like, you ain't going nowhere. You gonna stay right here till we recoup all of the money we poured into making the infrastructure look good for y'all. We ain't recouped yet, so we need y'all to stay here 2 more years. Okay, the state of Georgia. Okay, we're gonna stay. Yeah, that's right. Now, office hours are 9 to 5. Yeah, dog. Yes, if you are in the heart of Georgia, they gonna be here till the 15th of next month. Get ready to be locked into traffic. Get your jetpacks ready, people. Now is the time. People of Metro Atlanta, put your cars away. Lock them up. It is time to pull out your jetpacks. Y'all ready to fly? Let's get ready. March 9th at 10:20 a.m. in Garrettsville, Ohio, 2026. Another sighting of Bigfoot is the path shifted roughly 8 miles east. A resident reported a daylight encounter with an 8-foot tall figure covered in thick midnight black fur. Not only are that Bigfoot coming in colors of cinnamon, they're coming in colors of black. And they are now being boldly spotted walking in the daytime, like the day walkers. What kind of blade serum did they find? Y'all ain't ready to roll with this. I'm Blade and I talk with my fangs and I'm always mad and agitated. Even though I could walk amongst the living in the day and the night, I'm still ticked off because I'm Blade and I'm never happy. I'm Blade. So apparently, Bigfoot's children, Gen Z and Gen Alpha Bigfoot, are busting into Sally Beauty Supply Store and Beauty Supply Store stealing cinnamon hair bundles and cinnamon hair dye. They are busting into these vampire camps taking serum so they can be day walkers. Not only are Bigfoot being spotted in the state of Ohio, lurking around seeking whom they may allegedly devour in the night, but they are showing up and showing out in the daytime too. Humans are influential. All the creatures want to walk on dry land. Hercules want to walk on dry land and be amongst the humans. Now Bigfoot want to start coming out in the daytime like us. We are a very influential species. We must all pat ourselves on the back. Cool peeps, all of the creatures want to be like us. Pat, pat, pat. Pretty soon we're going to be talking about a whole volcano just unearthed itself and it was talking about I'm tired of living in Ohio. I'm getting ready to go to Montego Bay. Don't say I didn't warn you. Get ready. Good morning, all my cool peeps. Thank you for coming in. High five. Bam. We have reached the second hour of Morning MOOO. Morning MOOO, Monday Motivational Madness, helping MOOO and me too. Power MOOO, our work week. Oh, where in the H are these Bigfoots going? Anywhere but here. They're choosing to steer clear of the humans, although they want to be like us. My theory is that they are going deeper into the mountains, where they are chiseling out industrial superfly mansions. I mean, these mansions are so fly, they're flyer than the people in Hollywood. Now, you've seen Hollywood people have mansions. Well, I think my theory is that the big feet are stealing supplies from us, of course, and carving out stones in the mountains, and they're living there. They're like, I'm done living in these dang patches of woods and forests eating berries and twigs. I want to start living like human people. We gonna live in the mountains. That's what we gonna do. Children, get your supplies before we go into another great migration. Thank you for all for... Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Another sighting, my cool peeps, according to AI Overview, regarding another Bigfoot sighting this year in the state of Ohio. Happened March 9th at 11:47 a.m. at Headwaters Trails. Headwaters Trails. This was the epicenter encounter near Hankey Road. Multiple witnesses, y'all, reported a harrowing 15-second face-to-face view of a massive 10-foot black figure. The witness explicitly detailed a powerful, musky animal odor, not musky animal odor, and a strange stilt-like gait, where the creature's entire upper torso pivoted because it appeared unable to turn its neck. Once again, our overview was mentioning that Bigfoot don't have a neck. So when and if you come across a Bigfoot, just quickly run behind it, because it will never be able to turn around to catch you, because allegedly it don't have a neck, so it cannot turn its head. So I would like to assume that Bigfoot is probably a docile, harmless creature, and there's a way to escape. You're better outliving and outrunning a Bigfoot more so than you are a bear. Once again, according to AI Overview, my cool peeps, Bigfoot don't have a neck. So all you got to do is get behind it. It won't be able to turn around in time to find you and catch you. Then all is well with the world. Ohio has to be the birthplace. Ohio is allegedly the Springfield, Illinois of The Simpsons, where cool things happen. It's all got to start somewhere. It's all coming back to us now, Celine Dion. Yes, I tell you, moving forward. I like your question. It's a sidebar question because many of the YouTubers were wondering this years ago. You asked, why do some of the people on the YouTube shorts look like that? Well, when YouTube was first starting, we all wondered how come YouTube was intentionally picking out the worst picture ever to choose as this thumbnail. So the same thing is happening with shorts. But you gotta be quick to catch it, because it will involuntarily, some reason, pick the worst picture that you are making. I can make the worst face possible, and that's one of the thumbnails I get to choose from. So with the YouTube shorts, you have to catch it. There's a pencil where you can edit it before you put it up there. That's the only time you get to edit it, at least from my experience. So yeah, it is annoying, because sometimes my pictures be looking like, and then YouTube be like, that's the picture. I'm like, oh no, you didn't. March 9th, my cool peeps. Once again, another sighting. March 9th at 6 p.m. Wenham, Ohio. March 9th at 6 p.m. Wenham, Ohio. A local resident who was previously a vocal Bigfoot skeptic reported seeing a 6-foot brown figure, believed to be a juvenile, running across her neighbor's property, y'all. She noted that the creature possessed an impossibly long stride for its height. So yes, Chile, Bigfoot's got children. Bigfoot's got children. And they have been spotted in the state of Ohio. What are we going to do? Let's not go to Ohio. We have to go to Ohio. Isn't Ohio known for having one of the best burger restaurants there is? We got to go for the burger. We'll be sure to order a couple of burgers on the side just in case we do run into a Sasquatch, aka Bigfoot. We can throw the burgers outside the window so we can then escape. Yes, Ohio, let's not go. Y'all, one more. March 10th. I'm getting ready to look it up because I can only see the picture in my head. What is the name of the famous burger joint in the state of Ohio? Please. Ladies and gentlemen, stick with me and I guarantee you'll be able to combat Bigfoot in the state of Ohio. Swenson's Drive-In, famous for their Galley Boy burgers, a double cheeseburger with 2 secret sauces and a green olive. They were named the most beloved burger joint in Ohio and have been crowned as having America's best burger. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, pets, plants, animals, artificial intelligence, and all living, breathing things under the sun. When and if you decide to go to the state of Ohio, you may meet a family of Bigfoot. Please stop into the Swenson's Drive-In or to the Thurman's Cafe or Kempy's Burgers or Kay's Hamburgers to order you a bag of burgers, because you will need to keep you an emergency bag of burgers with you at all times while you are frolicking through the state of Ohio, because you will need to throw a burger or two out at the Bigfoot in case of emergency. Not in case of emergency break window. No, in case of emergency, throw a bag of burgers. Stick with me and I guarantee you I will teach you all the combative ways to avoid being into the hands of Bigfoot. Into the arms of sorrow. No, into the hands of Bigfoot. March 10th at 4 a.m. Newton Township. The migration officially crossed the border into Trumbull County, y'all. A homeowner letting their German Shepherd out witnessed the 10-foot-tall black shadow crashing violently through the tree line. The dog fled back inside and was found visibly shaking with fear. Cue Whitney Houston. The dog, shivering in the cold. Let's bring him silver and gold. Let us bring the dog silver and gold. Thank you. I'm here all day. Yes, on YouTube can have imagination if you just believe. If you just believe. I know y'all sick and tired of being sick and tired, but there's one sure way to stop being sick and tired is to play Elay TV videos throughout the entire day in the background on low. And I guarantee MOOO and MOOO will go from having a sick and tired moment to I'm happy to be here on planet Earth. Life is beautiful. I'm happy to be alive. I sing to myself, what a wonderful world. After listening to my show, according to a final analysis, according to AI Overview, my cool peeps, published by the Proteger, the wave abruptly stopped after March 10th, leading investigators to believe the group moved into a deeper unpopulated wetlands further east, in reference to Bigfoot sightings in Ohio. I do have one question, because at the first hour of this show, it mentioned that the Bigfoot people Bigfoot people. Ha! It mentioned that people witness slash experience this Bigfoot flip or flop or whatever it's called. The Bigfoot the Bigfoot flap from March 6th to the end of the month of April. So I need to do some investigation on there. I thought it was mentioned that in the state of Ohio during 2026 that the people spotted Bigfoot from March 6th through the month of April. So now I need to verify this to see here. They need to come to Texas. We've got a lot of space here. Do you think it will be too hot for them? I think it would be too hot. But then that means they will have to, since they're evolving, they're going to have to shave. Since their children are breaking into Sally Beauty, they might as well go for the whole shebang and get some clippers. And then they might as well start putting on clothes and stuff. It might can work. Do you think Bigfoot could survive? And his family, and his alleged family could survive in the state of Texas? We're about to find out together. Yes, theoretically, according to AI, a large cryptid could survive in Texas. I said Bigfoot. The state has an ideal environment with millions of acres of dense forest, massive river systems, and abundant wildlife to sustain a large omnivore. Dear Bigfoot family, if you are interested in relocating, I'm going to the state of Texas. Yo, I thought they was gonna burn up. All that fur. Are you trying to settle? Yeah, come to Texas. Oh, little Bigfoot's gonna burn. I see where you're going with this. You evil. Yeah, come on down to Texas. Flame broiled Bigfoot. Oh boy, I see where you going with that. Shame on you. Shame. Gravy train dog food. Now, where in the world? I don't want to lose my place here. Oh, snap. Here we are. So, I thought it was mentioned that in the state of Ohio during 2026 that the people spotted Bigfoot from March 6th through the month of April. According to AI, you are entirely correct to point out that detail. The active eyewitnesses portion of the Ohio flap took place strictly between March 6th and March 10th, but the overall situation continued straight through the month of April. Here is how the timeline divided the active. Why are we dividing active sightings? An active sighting is an active sighting is an active sighting. We are bearing witness to all these people in Ohio have been seeing Bigfoot and his family in them. Why are we dividing sightings? Just like you're trying to explain away the horrid sounds that they make by saying it's a red fox or an owl. It didn't make it any better as the scientists tried to explain that the sounds could be from a red fox or an owl, and it said that this certain owl makes a screaming noise that sounds like a woman. What in the HIJK LMNOP is going on? That's scary. That's right up there with the goat. Have you heard a goat It sounds crazy. It sounds like a whole man. So now you mean to tell me there's owls out there, according to science, that are rare when heard, but they sound like a screaming woman? This ain't no funeral home. This is hell. MF. Now that's not the part of the trees I want to bear witness to. I could be sitting around in my backyard, feet up, lemonade, the sun setting, and I'm like, thank you for a wonderful night. I'm counting my blessings. You know, I'm like, I'm gonna stick it out a little bit longer. Light the tiki torches to keep the mosquitoes away. I put on my spray. I'm ready. The yard is clean and cut back so no possums and raccoons and foxes can come through my yard. But you mean to tell me what's gonna bring me out of my stride is the possibility of a Bigfoot screaming like a woman, or an owl that's rare but screams like a woman in the night? I'm like, we're packing up, y'all. We're moving out the country. I can't take this no. Oh, oh, oh. Cue Michael Jackson's mama from the scene from American Dream. Get out! I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want you no more. Oh man, these animals, man. Next time on Animal Planet, the animals who sound like humans. Now, it gives reincarnation a whole new meaning. I'm getting scared. I gotta stop talking about this, y'all. I'm getting myself scared, and it's not October. This is not the time to be gathering around the forest fire, the dumpster fire, the bonfire, or my favorite, the ring of fire, to be telling scary stories. I'm scaring myself on June 15th, 2026, 7 a.m. in the morning. I cannot be. I'm starting to shake like that dog who bore witness to Bigfoot himself. I'm starting to shake. I walk outside still shaking after the aftermath of this live stream. Some idiot gonna call the police, talk about, there's a girl in a cow suit. She's really beautiful, but it's 90 degrees outside and she's shaking. I think she may be going through withdrawals. I'm like, woman, quit trying to be a good Samaritan. I just simply scared myself. I need to get some fresh air. Gone. Now, according to AI, here is how the timeline divided the active sightings from the investigative aftermath. Like I said, I don't know why we divided Bigfoot sightings. I want to thank y'all for pressing the like button as it's keeping this topic going. Without the thumbs up, and we cannot continue to drive through the wonder wheel and thought processes of Bigfoot sightings in the state of Ohio. Shout out to all the people in Ohio. Whoo. The sightings March 6th through March 10th. The actual window when independent residents reported eye-to-eye contact. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, hey. Next time on Bigfoot sightings. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Eye to eye. We've got eye-to-eye contact with the moving creatures. Lasted only 5 days. Only? You cannot soften the blow. What do you mean only 5 days? Women and children, lock the doors. Bigfoot will be outside, going through your trash cans, going through your backyard for only 5 days. When they tell us to prepare for a storm, they only tell us to prepare for a winter storm or any type of storm for 3 days. They said Bigfoot was only perusing the caravan of Ohio for only 5. Once again, the sightings March 6th through March 10th. The actual window when independent residents reported eye-to-eye contact power line with the moving creatures lasted only 5 days. As the Bigfoot Society podcast noted, the physical activity stopped just as quickly as it started. I cannot with these people. Bigfoot is real and he has a What's going on? We have another member in the chat. Thank you so much for getting a membership. What's going on? Yo, Vince. Bam. Yo, Vince said Bigfoot is real and he has a family. Now, as I read that out loud, that sounds like the scene from Chucky when she was talking to that cop guy. Chucky is real and I can prove it. What's wrong with you, lady? Chucky is real. See, I have proof. He bit me. Yeah. Bigfoot is real. He has a family. One surefire way to get you that wonderful jacket that holds you close in a room full of plush pillows. If you ever want to take some time off, you got two sentences to say. Bigfoot is real and he has a family, or Chucky is real and I can prove it and he bit me. I got proof. Look, when you come to Elay TV, I guarantee you, I'll teach you the ways of life. Thank you for pressing the like button. I see those likes are getting heavy. Heavy on the likes. Weesh, heavy on the likes on Elay TV. Thank y'all so much. The investigation throughout April, according to AI, in reference to regarding the Bigfoot sighting, because the sightings generated national news. Yes, because the sightings in Ohio this year generated national news. The situation, what's up, situation? The situation remained heavily active on the ground throughout April. Field groups like the Bigfoot Mapping Project and the whole Ohio Squatch Project drop boom, 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 boom. The Ohio Squatch Project flooded the Portage County woodlines. They spent the month interviewing the witnesses, casting tracks, and recording audio. The Bigfoot Society didn't release its official final report on the entire event until the early 2026 of April. The continuous news coverage throughout March and April is likely why the entire 2-month block is often remembered as the FLAP period. FLAP, not SLAP. AI is asking me, would you like to look at the final summary findings published by the investigators in early April, or should we shift to a different 2026 hotspot? Since we've been talking about doggone it, I got that stupid price line negotiator commercial stuck in my head. Since we've been talking about Bigfoot, specifically in the state of Ohio, for 2 weeks, let's go on to wrap it on up with, yes, I would like to look at the final summary findings. Ohio, I want to thank you for coming in and holding it down, my cool peeps of Ohio. Holding it down and telling me a little bit about your stories about your families and your families sightings of Bigfoot. We have a powerful survey going on. Well, 54 votes. My cool peeps, is it too much to ask that since I got 52 cool people voting in the survey, if maybe we can get that over to 54 likes? Likes are free, and likes are also like donated. Everything adds up, guys. You count those pennies, and before you know it, you got thousands in the bank. So as I type into AI overview, yes, I would like WOULD like to look at the final. Ha! I said final. Ha! Yes, the final summary findings. Yes, I would like to look at the final summary findings published by the investigators. Alright, as we wait for AI to pull up the final countdown for these sightings in the state of Ohio, I'll read the comments. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I wish I could like this 54 times myself. I appreciate you in that comment too. Skimming-a-rink-a-rink-a-ding. Skimming-a-rink-a-doo. I appreciate you. Yes, Solomon Grande. Appreciate super fans. Side note, you ever see anybody talking about, look, I don't celebrate Halloween anymore, but I'm not getting ready to be all high and mighty where I cannot talk about Halloween. Have you ever seen anybody on Halloween dress up as Solomon Grande from Super Friends? I'll wait. Looks like we're gonna be waiting here a good 7 hours. Do you know anybody, y'all, who was like, yeah, I want to be Solomon Grande for Super Friends for Halloween? Oh, boo! Nobody even gonna know who you are. Nobody even from that time even gonna know who you were. Like, man, what you is, man? You couldn't afford a costume? That's what's gonna happen. You gonna get clowned. They gonna be like, you couldn't afford no costume. What you is, man? They're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you. Next time on the traumas of Halloween costumes. Okay, here we are. Yes, I would like to look at the final summary findings published by the investigators. Please and thank you. In early 2026, investigators concluded that the Ohio Bigfoot flap resulted from a family unit of Sasquatches migrating east-southeast due to severe weather, y'all, causing unprecedented, now that's how you spell that word. I hear people who want to pretend to be smart throw that word around, and when I say people who pretend to want to be smart, there's some people I can actually put a face to from my upbringing. Unprecedented. They threw it around all the time but probably couldn't spell it. Nor could I, but I wasn't walking around acting like I was smarter than everybody. Unprecedented is spelled lowercase unprecented. Unprecedented. Moving forward. A family unit of Sasquatches migrating southeast due to severe weather causing unprecedented daylight activity. The final report confirmed physical evidence. I said physical evidence, including 7-inch tracks. 7-inch tracks. We're talking about bundles of hair or feet marks. And here goes a word that I'm going to struggle to pronounce. Spectrographic validation. I said spectrographic validation. Spectrographic validation of non-wildlife vocalizations through experts noted subsequent reports were likely influenced. I'm getting the stomachache trying to say all these words, man. I was trying to close out with a bang. Then here we go, y'all, with these hard to pronounce words that I think the rich people don't have anything better to do, and they're like, let's make people look bad as they try to read. Let's come up with unbelievably long words so they can stumble across the English language profusely as they read on the live stream and embarrass themselves. Yeah, Clara, let's put in words like spectrographic validation of non-wildlife vocalizations. I don't even know what the H I just read. Teacher, don't ask me what I just read. I'm using all my brain power just to pronounce all this mess. The final report confirmed physical evidence, including 7-inch tracks, and spectrographic validation of non-wildlife vocalizations, though experts noted subsequent reports were likely influenced by a, quote, social media contagion, end quote, For more details, visit AOL. Now I feel like there's something pulling me back into a time warp vortex in my stomach as we speak. Help me, please. I'm getting pulled back into another rabbit hole. Please, y'all, help me. I do not want to go down this rabbit hole. It told me to find out about all these big old fancy schmancy words by going to AOL. I thought AOL was closed. I'm catching chills. I'm catching chills. I am literally catching chills. I feel the vortex opening up. I feel the black hole opening. The rabbit hole is starting to open and engulf itself. I'm not going there. I thought AOL was done. It says right here. Why you do me like this, AOL? I'm getting cold. For more details, visit AOL. I love myself too much. I'm not getting ready to click that hyperlink because it might set me back. And all I've been doing this year is going forward in life. You're not gonna get me. Oh, you're not gonna get me. You're not gonna get me today. Hey, what's going on, my cool piece? Thank you so much for coming in. Can you see the cows in the background? You like my set? I have a brown cow. I have a black and white cow. All that's missing is a strawberry cow. Once again, in my background, I have a brown cow. I have a black cow. And all that's missing, my cool piece, is the strawberry cow. NASA people, every Monday, I always ask you, because in the figment of my imagination, I know you're watching one of the hottest shows around on the Monday morning. Morning MOOO with Elay TV. So every morning MOOO, I ask the NASA people if they could do us a solid while they're fiddling around in their laboratories, making creepy bugs with too many legs. Why don't you go and make us a strawberry cow so it can complete my ensemble? Not only will I have a brown and white cow, I have a black and white cow, I will have a pink and white strawberry cow. It will be so beautiful. And once again, also NASA, while you're at it, one of my wacko's wishes is for you to please provide us with a unicorn. We need two things from y'all, NASA, to make this world a better place, because the world is trying to fold in on itself. As a peace offering, NASA, all I need y'all to do is be like, look, we messed up a couple things. We released some bugs with too many legs. We're sorry about that. There's nothing we can do about it. But thank God for the Orchid Man. Okay, I got it. Cool. You cannot do anything about the bugs with too many legs. But what you can do as an apology, go into there and give us a strawberry cow and a unicorn. Speaking of strawberry cows and unicorns, for those of you who are interested in being a part of the Unicorn Protection Committee, we have karate suits and we have ninja suits. If you are interested in being a part of the Unicorn Protection Committee, I'll put those suits right down into the comments, quick, fast, in a hurry. You too can be a part of the Unicorn Protection Committee. Here are your suits. I'll have you know, in Harry Potter movie, Harry Potter and his crew defeated Lord Voldemort, but he passed away in Magic Land, and we know that magic never dies, and Voldemort eats unicorns, which is why we have, once again, the Unicorn Protection Committee to combat Lord Voldemort from eating a precious unicorn. Moving back to the topic at hand, we have a survey here. 55 of my cool peeps have already voted. Now you know what time it is. Ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, now introducing to the screen to read the survey for Morning MOOO, Bella Swan of Twilight. Yes, it's in the Taro shirt. Sure is.
Greetings, everyone. I am Bella Swan of Twilight. I am the Funko, and it is my time to shine. All of you people have participated in the survey, and my job, well, one of my jobs, besides getting in there in the kitchen and fixing those dang old pancakes, is to read the survey. Do you think Bigfoot is real? 62% of the cool peeps said, yes, you do. And 38% said, no, you don't believe in Bigfoot. Thank you, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bella Swan. Da 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 da. Thank you, Bella Swan. You're welcome for reading today's survey. Look, we've been on here almost 3 hours, my cool peeps, and we just officially made it to the end of the notes regarding the whole shebang of the 2026 Bigfoot sighting in the state of Ohio alone. We didn't even go into the state of Michigan, nor did we cover what's going on in California. And my cool peeps even mentioned that I don't know if they were playing or not, but nonetheless, we didn't even have time to look to see if it was some Bigfoot sightings in Washington. I tell y'all, I did not expect to be covering Bigfoot in only one state. This was really fun. What's really interesting though is something I learned at the top of the hour, which indeed is the first hour, is this terminology called the flap. Now, why they call it the flap, I don't know. So I'm going to round this up to be a 3-hour live. So while I have a few minutes left, I'm going to ask, why do they call these Bigfoot sightings, when they see them in multiples or clusters, why do they call it a flap? Why do they call this happening, the happening of Bigfoot sightings, the flap? Alright, I'll wait for that to load up. The term flap is used by researchers and enthusiasts to describe a dense, highly concentrated cluster of cryptic sightings that occur within a very short window of time and in a tight geographic area. Instead of isolated random reports spread out over the years, a flap represents a sudden, intense burst of local activity. The origin of the term. The word was actually borrowed from the field of ufology, UFO research, and has historical military roots. Now look, I'm not trying to get fired from YouTube. I did think it was going to go on to the meat and potatoes of all of this. But that's what a flap means. We're not going to read all that, but if you're interested, all you have to type in is, why do they call the happening of Bigfoot sightings the flap? And then you'll get all of your information there. In order for me to read all of this, it would be best if I just made it as a random upload opposed to a live stream. So if I am curious still in understanding the deep water horizons of the flap for best advisatorial YouTube situations, it would be best for me to talk about this further as an upload. But that's pretty much the reasoning of the flap. Here's something I can't read. Cryptozoology crossover. Cryptozoology crossover. Over the decades, Bigfoot's and cryptid investigators adopted the word. They use it specifically when the single area experiences a sudden epidemic of sightings. Why the 2026 event fits the definition, my cool peeps. It says here, the situation in Portage County perfectly matches the definition of a flap for 3 reasons. Wow, not 1, not 2, but 3 reasons. I'm here for the 3 reasons. I've heard of the 3 princesses. Do 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 do. Now we've got the 3 reasons. The short window, the small areas, the collective chaos. Next time on collective chaos. 8 independent sightings happened over just 5 days in Ohio, from March 6th through March 10th. The small area encounters were localized along the same river corridor and trail system. Now, not to be confused with Oregon Trail, my cool piece, but I'm quite sure while playing the game of Oregon Trail, you did run across some cows, and you had to make the decision: do you keep them alive or turn them into food? Oh, the challenges of playing Oregon Trail. And number three, the collective chaos. Why the event of 2026 fits this description of the flap. The collective chaos. It triggered a wave of media coverage, my cool peeps. Intense local debate and a sudden influx of field investigators to the area. If sightings are spread out over a whole country or last for many months, ooh, not many months. If sightings are spread out over a whole country, or last for many months, researchers usually call it a wave. But when it is fast, localized, and frantic, it's always called a flap. So I was trying to wrap this whole thing up with a nice little bow, but what I like about learning is like it's infinite. So in me trying to understand why they call it the flap, I just discovered that there is something called a wave regarding when they see a long going and ongoing onset of Bigfoot sightings. So in order for it to be a wave, it's got to last for many months. That's a whole nother ball game. It seems as though I may be having to pick this topic up again and continuing it because there's so much to learn. I had to write that down really quickly. We've got a wave and the flap. Can you please tell me the difference? Okay. A wave and a flap regarding seeing Bigfoot. Got it. That's crazy cool. So that's where I'll end it. The wave and the flap of Bigfoot. We went over so many things today, my cool peeps, and I had a great time. But I also learned that this happened before in Ohio back in 1978. So it happened in wow, you see what the camera did? Interesting. It's got this happened in Ohio back in 1978 in Minerva. And now it's happening now. So I'm going to do the math really quickly. I've got a couple more minutes left. So 2026 minus 1978. That was almost 50 years apart. So the last time that the state of Ohio has seen / witnessed a flap of Bigfoot sightings happened in 1978. Okay, so that means that was 48 years ago. That's crazy cool. What a time to be alive, my cool peeps. You are now witnessing more history in reference to or regarding to Bigfoot. It's been 48 years since this happened. It's happening. It happened again this year. Wow. And both other reasons why, according to this chart provided by AI, why this happened in the first place of people seeing a resurgence of Bigfoot is because of the weather conditions. So in 1978, a super bomb blizzard thawing happened, which caused them to wake up out of their hibernation early and to seek somewhere else to go. That's what they're saying. And then in 2026 in Ohio, a winter snowstorm thaw happened again. And so the cycle repeated itself. That is cool, right? I think so. I have my notes written. I'll have a few more cereals that I'll leave out. I had a really good time hanging out with all my cool peeps today on Morning MOOO. It's been a long time since I've been on Morning MOOO for more than an hour. I did appreciate the time when I was on Morning MOOO for not so long, because I do have other things to do, and I had to learn how to not overdo it as well. Hercules the Shark comes on every Friday at 5 a.m. ET time. You're more than welcome to check out all of Hercules the Shark's videos on the homepage of my channel. Hercules got his own landing strip of landing strip where all of his videos are done. He's got Hercules the Shark Met Gala. He's got Hercules the Shark Week, Hercules the Shark Fusion Fridays music. So definitely thank you for inquiring about him. He'll be on this coming Friday, but you can definitely catch up on all his episodes. I think we're at episode 43 with Hercules. It's so much time's been going by with Hercules. I'm glad. I need to write something down. Memo to myself. All right. Okay. Perfect. I thought of the coolest idea. I definitely had to write that down. I look forward to sharing that idea with my family. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put a picture of... No, I don't want to put a picture of Bigfoot on here. I'm getting ready to close out the live stream. I'm going to have some music playing in the background. Thank you so much for coming in, pressing the like button, and supporting the show. Thank you so much for your donations. I appreciate all of you. Until next time, I'll see you next video.